Ow.
Welcome back to the Here For You podcast. I'm Matthew Timler. This is Zach and this is Emily. Today we're going to talk about our community outreach and what we do as a team to help our community. What are some ways Plug Light Bulb has gotten involved in the community? Emily.
There are many things that we do. This podcast will probably come out after, but we are involved in the pet walk. Last year, someone brought an alligator, hoping someone,
Did they actually?
yeah,
Oh my
they were
god.
walking with it.
I was thinking like a pig, but an alligator?
Do they have
Yeah,
the mouth tied shut?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Tied shut. Wrangle them, boys. We're going to the pet walk.
So we like animals a lot.
And who's that with?
The Humane Society of Green Bay.
It's cool.
Yeah. So I personally like helping a lot of animals. So having our organization be able to help the less fortunate that can't talk is pretty cool. We also worked with Cats Anonymous to rewire a lot of their lighting in their surgery areas. So I thought that was very fun. So shout out to Kristen. That was awesome. And if anyone wants to volunteer for that, a lot of the employees volunteer, and you basically get to hold cats once a month while they're passed out getting surgery.
That's cool.
Their tongue hangs out. It's kind of cool.
Does it actually?
Yeah, they're like,
Okay. Then my next question was can you give us an imitation? So thank you for that. Can we make that the thumbnail of this episode? That's cool.
yeah, what about you, Zach?
Yeah.
Well, I know we're part of Adopt a Highway. I try to convince our whole team to get the trash little picker-upper things. And they're all like, no, we don't
Valerie
need them.
got some.
And then you know what? All of us, after we were done picking up trash the next day, oh, my back. Oh,
Oh,
bad.
Shani, my bad.
Yeah, she does it better than I do. But I know we do that. So we do it. I think it's like, what is it, like once a month we make an effort to get out there
Yeah.
and pick up trash. Yeah, the first round was pretty bad. I'm hoping it's not as bad the next.
Yeah, we were sick as hell.
Yeah, but it's been raining on us, so we haven't been able to get out there. But next week, I think.
Next
supposed to be
week,
nice.
Wednesday.
Next
Yeah.
week, Wednesday.
Seems like.
Yeah, because we put it to a vote, and everyone voted for every single day. So it's split even. Anyways. And then I know recently we've been in contact with the Salvation Army. Why do I want to say American before that?
Because
Is
the
that-
American Cancer Society is what
Yeah.
we do a lot of work with.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we've been working with the Salvation Army, and we have a whole list of things that we're going to be doing or offering to our employees because we have that incentive program for our employees to be getting a PTO based off volunteers. So we have a list, and we're trying to build it. I know for all of our employees to kind of pick and choose between when they have availability to get out there.
Yeah, this is also the perfect time for the plug for the car wash. So
Speaking of volunteer opportunities, did you know that July 12th from 11 to 4 p.m., Plug Light Bulb is holding a car wash where all proceeds are going to go to the American Cancer Society. So come out and help us raise some money to drive off cancer.
You better bring some dirty ass cars. I'm just saying.
yeah, we're excited. It was fun last year, and I think it's going to be even more fun this year.
Yeah.
Because I know we're working on trying to get the police and fire department there too.
I think they're already committed to coming out.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah. I know we had the police, or at least one representative that was there. That was pretty cool. He sat on the pink chair and we got a bunch
Yeah.
of pictures with.
I
But
flagged him down.
yeah. Well, this time they're going to plan to be there.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah,
do
I
some
know.
illegal
Yeah, we were
things.
talking about possibly getting like I think the fire department was talking about a fire truck being there. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens. So
hoping.
we're hoping to get, from my understanding, from what I hear through the grapevine, is we're hoping to get a lot more stuff so it's more like kid friendly, so people can bring like their families out and, you know, hopefully it goes from just a car wash to a big powwow, and I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah.
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 So how do we pick opportunities? Like if somebody's interested, they're listening to this, how do they get on our list to be a volunteer effort of ours?
Yeah, I would
I don't know
say
why you looked at me. I don't know.
I would say definitely just reaching out, giving us a call. Regardless, so obviously I'm very much into animal welfare. Zach maybe with vets. We really just want to help any person that needs assistance, whether it's individual or a non-for-profit. So if you have anything, just give us a call.
Yeah, I think the two biggest things outside of cancer that are closest to my heart would probably be veterans and homeless people. So
Yeah.
if there's anybody who has any sort of programs they want to throw our way, that
Yeah.
we can help volunteer there.
I think I forgot to mention, I think it's a VFW that we worked with. What's her name? Is it Cheryl from,
Nary.
no, not Nari. She works with Coffee News.
Got you.
No, it starts with a B. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm butchering this. I want to say Beth, or I think it's
Yeah,
Beth. Bev. Yes, Bev. There we go. Sorry, Bev. I'm really sorry. Anyways, she invites us out every year to work with her to plant flags at the cemetery for veterans. So that's something we've done for 2 years in a row now. So
That's cool.
it's also pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. For us, even if it doesn't tug at our heartstrings the same that some other things do, like it doesn't necessarily matter, because if it matters to somebody at the company or even just someone in general, then it matters to us as a whole. So
Yeah. Which is why we're so adamant about hearing as many opportunities as we can so we can provide them to all the employees so that they have a chance to work it within the schedule that works for them and the opportunities that most intrigue them and, things like that. So I know we do pretty well too with like coat drives. We do the coat drive every year, and we did a food drive the other year, I believe, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we try to get those up
And
there
the
too.
toys one. Toys one did
Toys,
really
yep.
good.
That was a really good
Is that
event.
Toys for Tots?
It was through the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
It was like Adopt a Family or something.
yeah, that's what it was for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That was we had the two families and we got, I think, everything on both lists.
Yeah, we
right?
were balling out for them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really
That's
cool
fun.
too, because you can see like the team like contributions too. Like sometimes like Emily does, Cats Anonymous, and we don't get to see that directly like in our day-to-day life. So when we have like the food drives or the coat drives or the toys for kids, it's really cool because we put it in an area where everyone that walks through the building can kind of see, and then we can all see, where we're at as a company contributing. And it's just really cool to see it go from when it first starts to when it's about to go out the door. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, to full circle, if you have an opportunity that you would like us to come out and support you with, just reach out to us at pluglightbulb@gmail.com, or you can reach us at our number, 920-396-8745. You can ask for me, Zach. Usually I handle all like questions about sponsorship events, volunteer opportunities, stuff like that. People usually kind of send it my way and then I redistribute it. So let me know.
So at these events, sometimes cool stuff happens. What's something that's top of mind for you guys that's been really cool or memorable that's kind of happened at these events?
I'll lead off because this happened last year. But when we did the flag planting,
Oh, yeah.
I was going through like I didn't know for a long time like where my grandparents were buried. I like wasn't around for that part of like that happening. I mean, my grandmother, yeah, but not my grandfather. And when I was planting flags, I actually planted a flag on his tombstone in that cemetery that we were doing flag planting. So that's where I was like, holy shit, like, my grandfather. Yeah. So that was a really cool experience for me because then, I called my mom afterwards. I was like, I never knew. And she's like, yeah, I've been meaning to go down there to like put flowers up. And so then my mom and I were actually able to, talk about planning to get out there to do that. So
That's super cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really special.
Yeah. You gonna top that? Probably not.
Absolutely.
yeah, sorry.
not.
Should have let you go first.
Both of my grandparents. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, both of them.
All three of my.
My
they're all
whole
three alive.
fam.
That ain't right.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I just feel like it sounds like basic and cliche, but just the feeling that we all have after we're done doing events like that is just, I think, is the best, because you know that you help people without expecting anything in return, and you know that those people are appreciative. And I think for me, I think time is one of the most valuable things, and the fact that we're able to give that away as a gift.
Yeah.
So
I remember the feeling. When I was very early in the days of Plug Light Bulb, I remember this veteran like who couldn't afford to do the work. And like I told him he was gonna have to cover it and everything, but like he wasn't asking for a handout at the time. And then it was a really cool feeling to be able to just be like, oh yeah, by the way, all that just got done for free, because I could just, I don't know, you like sense genuine people, and he was a really genuine person who wasn't asking for anything. He was just like worried about how he was going to financially take care of it. So when we have those opportunities, it's like, it's super impactful and cool to be able to be a part of that and be able to do that for the community. So,
Yeah.
yeah. What would you guys say is a good way or mindset to help others?
I'd say just like taking a step back and trying to see a bigger picture would be like the first step, because what you do that might seem like it might be a small portion of your time could be like a lifelong memory for somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the little things where it's like, you never know how that's going to ripple. So
Yeah. I would piggyback off of that and say, even if you don't have money or you don't necessarily have all of the resources to give out, I think, again, time is a very good way, or just making it known to the world, sharing it on social media or sharing it to your friends. Because I think a lot of times people beat themselves up for not having hundreds of dollars to give out to charities, but it doesn't even need to be that way. Just you caring and you allowing the time to do that. I'd say a good time was last year. I helped the Salvation Army, helping parents pick out presents for kids. And it was really cool just to like talk to those parents and help pick out all the gifts for them. And they were just really excited to do so. And I gave like 3 hours of my time, but I'm sure that really meant a lot to the kids and the moms as well.
Yeah, I think one of the mindset, like you guys have both touched on, is just dedicating a little bit of time to it. It's crazy how it actually feels like it's done more for you almost than what the other person is. And I can reflect back to COVID days when we were doing those hospitals down in Georgia, and I had to get food for the guys plus materials. And I happened to see like this group of homeless people right outside of a Little Caesars. So like I just walked in and spent $15. I grabbed 3 pizzas, and like I let the guys know I was going to be a little while, but I like sat down with them for an hour and just like hung out with them while they ate pizza. And the conversation that I had with them seemed to mean a lot more to them than even the food, because like some of them were just talking about their life story and like what they've been through. And there's plenty of times where I look at homeless people and I'm like, hey, that's a drug addict that like probably deserves to be there. And like you sometimes have that negative mindset. And these people, like a lot of them didn't really do much besides like lose their job, get on a rough patch, and like not really have any family to be there to support them. Yeah. So like they just didn't have the opportunity or resources that a lot of us do. And so it's not always the case. Like, I mean, I've also had the opposite effect of walking outside of a Quick Trip with a loaf of bread and sandwich meat and a Gatorade, and I think a gallon of water. I spent like $35 like trying to set this person up for the next week. I kind of figured to be able to have enough food. And he like was like, no, I just want money, dude. And I'm like, screw you. Like I was trying to do something nice for you, and like it's obvious you're just being ungrateful. So not all of them are like that, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. Sometimes just sitting down and talking with them, and like it almost means more than giving them money, or like even for anybody, like a neighbor that you see is like, hey, I don't see any family, go visit them. Like just go talk to them.
Yeah.
Or it's so I think there's a lot of cool ways you can do stuff.
Yeah, I think you just got to remember too, like everybody is human, and their human experience, even if it's different than yours, doesn't take away from like the human dignity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like no matter what kind of path you go through in life, I mean, it's different. Like from here to the other half of the world is going to be different, and it's like, you know, we get so used to our own bubble. It makes sense. Like everyone makes sense in our little bubble, and it's like not everyone's gonna fit that, you know. So don't be quick to outcast people just because they don't fit that perfect little bubble that you have of your world. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always try to empathize and be like, what if that was my kid? Or like, what if that was
yeah, but somebody's
me?
kid.
Yeah.
know?
Like
Yeah.
it's always, and that's a huge one for me. Like when watching people just drive by cars that are like stuck in the ditch in winter, and like
Yeah,
I always stop because like I've literally been there. It's like freezing for a couple hours, stuck, and like have to walk home. So it's like, I don't know. For me, all it takes is one person to just go help. And then it always, what's crazy is it's like once one person pulls over in a situation like that, all of a sudden there's a line. And like you watch the whole line of cars go by and it's like, oh, now I feel guilty. You know, I need to stop too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. The almost mob mindset that actually goes in a positive direction when somebody takes the first step.
sociology, man. Yeah, it's crazy. The world's crazy, dude.
I just realized I prefer looking to my left. So like I'm looking at you a lot less often than him.
It's all right. My mom says I'm cute too.
Oh, I'm going to make sure to go out of my way not to look like that.
My mom says I might, so
Yeah.
thanks, Andrea.
Oh, you call her by her first name. That's crazy.
Is there any other things that we should talk about as far as community outreach and giving back?
Do that stuff, bro. Do it. That's all I gotta say. That's my TED talk. So
You know, Forrest Gump wouldn't have got anywhere if he didn't go out and do things that didn't make complete sense.
I thought he was going to say run, Forrest.
No, man, that's messed up. Life experiences happen whether you decide to have them or not. So make the choice and decide to have them.
yeah. Unless it's horrible, then decide to not do it.
And I think if you're on the fence of doing it, just do it because selfishly, it's going to probably help you more than you realize. And you're probably going to get more out of it than what you actually put into it, which is crazy. But it's another way to look at it if you're sitting on the fence. So any closing statements?
Recycle. It's pretty much it. Stop
Save the
throwing
tr-
trash on the ground.
Save the turtles.
Yeah. Save them. They help us.
I don't know why you guys are looking at me like I'm going to
No.
incite a riot
No.
by making some comment.
You're not.
All right, it'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to Here For You podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm POB on July 12th at 11 to 4 p.m. Car wash to defeat breast cancer.
And he's also Zach.
I'm also POB on. No, I'm Emily, I guess.
Stay bright.